and it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the show the boys themselves, Grian and Curley. Welcome, gents. Round of applause, please.
Thanks for having us, eh?
Welcome. 1, 2 on the mic. Have we got you? Get a little closer if that's all right. Come close to the mic, boys. Come close to the mic. Let's talk through this track a little bit. Is there anything that you want the fans to know before we press play on it?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, this is one of the earlier tracks that we recorded, or that we wrote for the album. Yeah, I think I went to see Blur play at Wembley, as did a lot of people last year, and it blew my mind, and I think that had a bit of an influence on this track, But yeah, I mean, that's it.
Curly?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully everyone enjoys it. Go easy on us,
You know what I'm sensing? I'm just sensing a little bit of nerves, which Fontaines D.C. fans, I think is a good thing. Let's do it out here on the show tonight. Let's run it as hot as USA. Bringing back in Curly and Grian from the band, boys. It sounds like it's gone well. Congratulations.
Cheers. All the hype, and I feel like I'm a boxer in the corner of a ring. Yeah.
Good. Well, that's exactly how you should feel right here, because it's got that stalking, stomping energy to it, this track. A slight sense of sort of impending doom in the stride of the drums on this. It kind of unleashes your flow, I think, Grian, throughout the track, and sort of feel the words like dripping from the corners of your mouth in a way. I'm trying to work out what entirely the experience you're talking about here, or the feeling is. Can you enlighten us?
No. No, listen. It's just I just really enjoy writing. I think I felt like a sort of like sense of immobility, like when I was writing the lyrics for that. I actually had the lyrics written, and then I was kind of I was unsatisfied with them, and I was on the way to record them, and I had a bit of a freak out, and I sat down and I texted the producer, James Ford, and I said, listen, like I can't do this right now. I have to like postpone. And I just sat down and I just redid them, because it wasn't what was sort of inside, it wasn't what it was meant to be, But yeah, it got there. It all kind of came out in one go, and I think that's what you talk about, the kind of the dripping from it. You know what I mean? It was a sort of like the writing experience of like listening to yourself, as opposed to kind of like expressing something. You know what I mean? It was just like what was already there. Yeah.
I know you're talking about the kind of breathless panic attack in a way there, but when I listen to this, there's a kind of different texture to the way Fontaines D.C. are doing things here, Curly. And to me, sometimes actually, even with the breaths, I almost hear it as like a first breath, like a coming up for air in a way, a sort of maybe like a reborn in a sense.
Definitely, I think this track being kind of like done so early, and like when we were working on this project, I feel like it probably did breathe new life into us. Like, made us excited about wanting to do like work on new sounds, casting that out, and just like go for it a bit more, instead of being safe, which I don't think we've ever done, but like, no. I think on this one we definitely tried even harder. Like,
but as a band who plays guitars in perhaps a more, in inverted, commas, traditional sense, right? Going out there and having those more, those different textures to things, and those different sounds that you incorporate into the music does change things. You've got to get it right in a way, or you've got to be comfortable with it, right, Grian?
You have to take a very well-defined step forward if you're going to take a step forward, you know what I mean? I think we always, previously when we were releasing new music, we always kind of felt like, there was this, we might alienate some people what we were going to release, but I think, kind of a few weeks had passed, we kind of realised that it's not, we didn't necessarily completely commit to this step, and I feel like we really jumped this time,
Grian, you've got a hell of a flow on you on this. A hell of a flow on this.
Sound.
Hip-hop-esque, dude.
Sound.
Is there a hip-hop influence that went into this at all?
Yeah, I think when I was a kid, I was really heavily into hip-hop, and I started kind of just getting more into it recently. I think the Gorillaz kind of thing that you mentioned a second ago, there's definitely a sort of certain Gorillaz element to it in the production as well. I think what happened was, though, it's just the place, like the vocals just came from a real place of aggression and kind of frustration, and all of the vowel sounds came out first, and I kind of had to just figure out what the vowel sounds were. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you're a poet at heart, Grian, right?
So are you.
Yeah. Hey, stop it. Come on now. You're a poet at heart, so you have that kind of natural flow of words to you. You've been doing that for 3 records now, so it feels like here there was more of a punch to the way you were delivering things, and like you were talking about getting those vowels out and getting those words out in a different way. I mean, when I hear Starburster just purely as a title, Curly, I see so many like luminous colours. And the boys, look, you guys at home can't see them right now, but they are dripped out right now. There is a different aesthetic to Fontaines D.C. as well, and you've only got to look at all the imagery around it to notice that. Is this album perhaps, and this track right here, is it about finding light in a dark place in a way, do you think?
Yeah. I mean, the idea of the title, I think, is about it's about sort of like bracing your embracing the kind of the necessary delusion in terms of like, you know, how to sort of function. You know what I mean? I imagine it as a world within a snow globe that you can kind of like slip into like a warm bath, but in that world is all the madness and all the hysteria, and it's sort of you know, it's just about embracing that, you know.
Yeah. I've got to ask you something. You teased this online earlier on. What's this all about? Because this ain't Starburster. And all I saw was
This ain't Starburster, mate.
This ain't Starburster, mate. And all I saw was a load of gunge dripping out of an elevator shaft. And then the word romance.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? Come on, enlighten us.
So we're releasing a new album, obviously, and the album's name is Romance. That track is the opening track of the album, and it's also called Romance. And it's not the full song in that clip, but it's a teaser. It's a teaser nonetheless.
I mean, look, you're just catching the vocals here. They are haunting.
Cheers, man.
Haunting. I've got to ask, though, it's nice to have gunge back. It really is nice to have gunge back. I mean, that feels like a 90s thing, right? Deep down. And just one final question before we get into another play of Starburster. If we need to gunge one person in 2024, who needs gunging?
Go on, Curly.
Jesus, that's who needs gunging? I never thought anyone would ask me that sentence.
Does a bandmate need gunging at all?
Go on, Carlos.
Yeah.
Why does Carlos need gunging?
I don't know, I think it would just suit his outfit.
Yeah, true. Probably make it work.
Carlos, you're getting gunge, mate. That's it. Done deal.